Hello everybody and welcome to another 18-hole course vlog. Today we are at Royston Golf Club up near Cambridge. I was recommended this course by a friend. He said it was tricky but very interesting, and I thought for £25, why the heck not? Let's get out there. Little did I know this was going to be one of my most enjoyable golfing experiences of, well, my entire life, I won't lie. Because of the difficulty and slope rating of the course, we're going to be playing off 17 today, and I'm not well versed with links courses, so this should be a bit of a challenge for us. But let's dive onto the first tee box and see how we get on. For some strange reason, I decided that playing off the tips would be a good idea today, so we are on hole number 1. It's a par 5 and it's 478 yards and it's SI 9. In hindsight, maybe I should have taken driver, but there was no warm-up facilities other than nets, and I just didn't really trust myself to hit driver, especially with the rather thick, long rough that you can see on either side of the fairway. So we take 5-iron here, and we square up to the ball, and then we push it straight right. Fortunately for me, it doesn't actually make it to the rough. It is kind of in the semi-rough here, just off to the side of the fairway. And we are going to have our work cut out to get to this green in 3 now. We've got 318 yards left. We again take 5-iron, and I don't know what's going on here because we do exactly the same as we did with our first shot and hit it straight off into the hay. And this is going to be an early encounter with this horrific rough. Look at this. Look at that lie. Not good. Anyway, pitching wedge, trying to get out. Didn't happen. Did not happen. So now we've got a compromise swing. I decided to take 9-iron for some reason, thinking that I might actually make it to the green, which is miles away. But once again, we hit it straight right. So we're still in the hay. We finally make our way out, although the ball did come out right here. It pitched up on this slope and actually rolled all the way down onto the green. So a very, very nice stroke of luck there. And if we manage to get away with a bogey here, we have gotten away with murder. Unfortunately, we're just short and to the left, so we will be tapping in for a pretty devastating double bogey to start the round. Now, after our early encounter with the hay, I knew that if I wanted to score well, I'd need to stay away. Hey, I'm a poet, didn't even know it. We're on a 321-yard par 4 here. Dog legs drastically round to the right. And I thought driver is definitely not the play. Like, what is the point? We're not getting there in 1 because it's all uphill. So let's take an iron and give ourselves a nice approach shot in. So we take 6-iron and we finally strike it well. Look at that. Absolutely comes off the club. Beautiful. Straight in the middle of the fairway, leaving us about 140 yards into the pin. Now, I take 8-iron here because it was uphill. But in hindsight, I think I struck this just a little too well. Now, these are the sounds of a man who is just a little bit too gassed with himself. Guys, what a flipping shot. I am absolutely ecstatic with how that one came off. Get in. Am I being that guy by filming this? I think I am being that guy by filming this. Hopefully it pitched into this bank because it was coming in hot. Surely it's not out the back. Well, I guess it could be. Oh, it is out the back. Boo. Who do I think I am? Anyway, we've got the lob wedge out to try and run this one up close to the hole from the back. And as you can see, we've given ourselves a decent putt at par. Will we make it? We do indeed, to stay 2 over through 2. Next up is a 364-yard par 4 and it's SI 15. It's all downhill and it all slopes away down to the right. So we're aiming up the left side. We've got our 5-iron out again. And there's just no need to take driver, especially when it's a downhill short par 4 and the fairways are hard as you like. We absolutely crush this 5-iron, and the total distance it goes is 247. Distance total, guys, not carry. It doesn't have an option to change that, just as a little disclaimer. We now have 104 yards in with our 50 degree. We've got the ball slightly below our feet, and we do actually manage to pull this one slightly left. And as you can see, it actually takes a huge bounce down to the right and rolls down and past the flag for a really good opportunity at birdie. Can we make it? Gave that one a few too many beans and it's just raced past the hole. Not too far though. We still got a very good... Oh. We missed the par putt. Absolutely devastating. We free putted from about 8 foot there, guys. Not going to lie. For a bogey. So we are now 3 over going into the hardest hole on the course. It's a par 4 and it's 440 yards long. Because of the distance and the fact it's all uphill, I knew I needed to take driver here. In hindsight, maybe I shouldn't, because we've ended up pushing it straight into our old adversary, the hay. I just don't want to go back in there, I really don't. I decided taking pitching wedge is the play here, just to get us back out onto the fairway. We take a swing at it. It's all arms. Looking at it now, that was all arms. Really, really bad swing. Comes out, but it's not gone particularly far, and we have a long way in to the green. So we're going to try and put this one close. We pure the living daylights out of it, although it comes out a little bit right, and in fact it's gone too far as it is scampered off the back of the green all the way to the very edge. We were lucky that it didn't go any further and it got caught up in this rough, to be honest. Anyway, we're going to try it, guys. The flag is right at the back of the green. We need to get this close. We flop it. Oh, baby, look how close that was. Like, literally, if that was 5 inches short, it would have come straight back down to my feet, pretty much. Anyway, we are putting. Can we save the bogey? Unfortunately, we have not, and it's going to be another double bogey for the scorecard. Okay. Our first frightening tee shot of the day. We have to go across this valley on this par 3. It's 179 yards, and I have my 5-iron in hand. It's actually an elevated green as well from the tee box, so you've got to hit it a hell of a long way to stay safe. Will we manage to hit this one clean? We do strike it pretty well, but it comes out a little bit right. It hits the top of the bunker and spins out down to the right-hand side of the green, which means we are going to be chipping back up on. But the alternative of going down into that valley, I think we've come out all right there. So we chip this one on, give it a few too many beans. It's gone straight past the camera, fortunately has not hit it. And we now have a long par putt coming back towards the hole downhill. The weight is good, but unfortunately it never turned for me, so we are going to be tapping in for a bogey to go 6 over par. Look at this for a hole, guys. Par 3 down the hill into the valley now with a 7-iron. We're going 147 yards. The wind was actually blowing straight into my face, hence why I clubbed up here despite it going downhill. And you can see that we actually land just short of the green and then end up rolling all the way up and past the flag. I thought for a second there was a chance it was going in. So we've got a birdie putt here. Haven't said that too much today. And we put that one pretty close. I was relatively happy. A very, very in and out, simple cut dry kind of hole as we do walk away with a very solid par. A par. I said I would never do that. I said I would never do the thing where you throw up in the air for the camera. So we're currently 6 over and we are on to the 7th hole. It's a relatively short SI11 dog leg to the right. We're taking 5-iron here. We need to make sure that we stay away from the rough. That is the recurring feature throughout this round. As you can see, once again, that leaky right shot has come to plague me, and we have found the rough. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous place to go. And as you can see, it's sitting down quite badly in it. Now, we've taken pitching wedge. We only have 131 yards to the green, and we actually finally managed to strike one well out of the rough. It comes out like an absolute bullet, rolls all the way round to the green, and we are putting. It's a birdie putt, a long one from the rough. Can you believe it? Let's put it close. Let's get off this hole and move on to the next. It is a very long putt, though, from one side of the green to the other. And we do manage to stick it relatively close. A little bit of a knee knocker for the par. Will we sink it? Yes, indeed we do. Oh, right. Par train. 2 secured. Let's go get another. Now, if you hadn't realised by this point, this course is hilly as you like. It is crazy, crazy hilly. We're actually playing off the mats on this one, which is strange because there weren't actually all that many tee shots off mats throughout this round. We take 5-iron and we absolutely clark that one. It's kind of like uphill, so I'll take 199 yards off this 365-yard par 4. We now have an interesting shot to a downhill green. Everything's off camber. And you can see here I take pitching wedge from 155 yards out. I struck it really well. I was very, very happy with how it came out. And basically, we landed the ball quite short of the green. So I have no idea how it managed to get all the way back here. It literally rolled probably about 30 yards or something. and then rolled down and round just off the edge. And it is a tiny, tiny little green that you had to put that shot onto. So very happy to have just about hung on. We've got a good chance to make birdie, which we bottle because we've left it horrendously short there. It just got caught up in the rough. We try again for the par, and this time it breaks too much down to the left and we miss. So we are going to be walking away with a bogey. It could have been so much better though. Hole number 9 here can only be described as terrifying, and I don't think I've ever got so lucky on a golf hole in my entire life. It's a 505-yard par 5 and it's SI3 for good reason. I actually took a provisional after this drive because I wasn't sure I was going to find it as the wind has blown it straight into the rough. Fortunately for me, we do find it, and we've actually got a relatively good lie, which means we get to go for it across this valley. We have to carry the ball like 130, 140 yards across the valley to clear it. And we actually managed to hit the upslope and roll forwards onto the fairway. Could not believe it. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Is our luck about to run out though, as we now have to hit it up and over these trees, and everything inside these trees is out of bounds, which is why I look so devastated, because I've just cannoned it straight in.
I don't know how, but unbelievably that ball has come through these trees and landed right in the middle of the fairway for an easy chip on.
So there you go, another piece of luck. The ball somehow travelled through. I don't know how. It sounded like it had just hit a branch and dropped straight down. Unfortunately, we don't hit this particularly well, and we run up short from the chip onto the green. So we now have a long par putt, but after the amount of luck we've had in this hole, I am not complaining about putting for par from a long way away. We could have been like, well, we could have blobbed this hole so easily, but instead we walk away with a bogey and a grand total of 8 over for the front 9, going round in 44 in this par 36 front 9.
Look at that for a hole. Jeez, loads of space on there though.
Not gonna lie, I said at the start of this round that it was probably one of my best golfing experience ever, and this hole has a lot to do with it. It's just absolutely fantastic. 220 yard par 3, but so extremely downhill that I decided to take 6 iron, and it just flew. It was beautiful. The ball hung in the air for ages.
So we shot from up there, pitched about, I think probably about here, rolled all the way down to here.
So now we have a really good opportunity at birdie. Will we make it? Unfortunately, I pulled it. I knew as soon as I hit it that I pulled that one, but we do tap in for par, and we can move on to the next hole, only 8 over par. I absolutely love that tee shot. If I could do that 100 times today, I would. I would go just do it over and over again. I think one of the things I loved about this course so much was that just all the holes were so varied in sort of like elevations, design. Yes, they're very open. There's a lot of the similar kind of rough, but it just felt like I was playing almost a different world every single time I teed off. We're now on to a par 4 here. It's 346 yards. We take 6 iron and we run it up 199 yards because it was all downhill, leaving us a relatively comfortable shot in 139 yards. Decided to take pitching wedge because everything had been going long today. And yeah, unfortunately, this one goes short and goes straight into a bunker.
Really should have been taking my 9 iron there. Maybe even an 8.
So we're going to be trying to splash out with my sand wedge here. We do all right because we get out of the bunker, but you saw there it flew miles past the hole. Going to have to work on my bunker play for future videos. The putt though, I was so proud of this. Look at this break. Look how well read that is. An almost impossible putt, and we put it to within a foot and we tap in for a bogey.
Very good.
To have made it to the 12th hole and only be 9 over, I was absolutely buzzing. I was getting a little bit jittery because I thought it was too good to be true. We move on to this par 3, which is 236 yards down the hill. We hit 5 iron. I thought, oh, that might be bad because that might have gone too far right. But actually, it turned out we caught this random bunker that was in the middle of nowhere. We splash it out with the sound wedge, and it actually rolls all the way down and round onto the green to give us a really good attempt to get par here. So, will we make the par putt and keep ourselves at just 9 over? Unfortunately, it's a good lag putt and an easy tap in for another bogey to take us 10 over through 12. So to shoot better than our handicap, we need to go round in less than 17 over. So that is going to be our aim here as we go on to hole 13. It's a 346 yard par 4, and it has an extremely steep hill in the second section of the hole. I thought that I'd actually lost that ball. I took a provisional and pretty much hit the provisional in the same place, and when I walked up there I found my ball in the bunker. We take 8 iron, and I thought I hit it quite well, but I guess maybe it got up the hill and then rolled back down because it only went a total of 86 yards.
This quite the hill. Oh, we didn't even nearly make it either.
Now this green had quite the false front on it, so I needed to make sure that I actually landed it on the green here. So I gave it a bit of extra juice, which is good because it just about made it. However, I think that it was always going to go a little bit long here, and you can see that we are putting back towards the flag. It's a decent lag putt. Our lag putts are pretty fantastic today, bar a couple. And yeah, it's just another bogey for the scorecard. Here we go then, we're on to hole number 14. It's a 352 yard par 4, and it is downhill for the start. I took 5 iron again because I knew this thing was just going to run and run and run, which is exactly what it does, as it goes 222 yards, leaving us not long into the green. It's going to leave us about 110 yards in, and we are taking our approach wedge here, which is our 50 degree, and that is the first really upsetting moment of the round for me, where I managed to fat that one so badly. It's just complete wasted shot. We only go about 30 yards forward. We are going to take sand wedge, which we then pull, and things are starting to look a little bit ropey here on the 14th, as we are now just to the left of the green, needing to chip in for par. It was a horrible lie as well. I remember it just being so bad, like in a bald spot in between like clumps of grass. I was just happy to get it out, to be honest. But then when I came round to this side of it, I was like, oh my God, this putt is horrendous. Downhill slider. Look at this. I barely touch it and it is gone. Guys, it is going and going and going. We're on the cusp of making a triple bogey. We need this one to fall. And thank the Lord, it finally does. That's probably the longest putt we made all round. We just didn't really make any putts this round. So that double bogey has really hurt our scorecard. We're now 13 over pars. We're going to the 15th, which is an unbelievable hole, guys. It is just absolutely fantastic. It's drivable if you really wanted to go for it because it's so downhill. But I was like, there's risks all over the place. Let's go 5 iron again. We hit it 244 yards, leaving us a short shot into this green. We've got 94 yards. We're using the 50 degree once again. Unfortunately, although we managed to stick this one on the green to the left hand side, it actually rolled off, and that meant we had to chip on, kind of robbing us of a chance of making it firstly, and then also make it more difficult to basically get up and down. Maybe I should have putted it, but I think I was just far enough into the grass that I couldn't. So we are now trying to make a par here. Please let it drop. We need it to drop. And unfortunately it lips out, and we are going to be tapping in for yet another bogey. Ouch. Bogey again. Hole 16 is a short par 3 up the hill. We take 9 iron to make sure we get there because of the elevation change. Usually I'd hit the 9 iron about 140, but I thought, you know what, be safe here and get it up there, get it dancing, and then let the putter do the work. Because although we haven't made a lot of long putts, our lag putts have been generally pretty good. And yeah, have a look at this one. This is a complete trickler for the birdie. We're going to try and work this one down the slope, down the shelf. And I thought, you know what, that's actually a pretty good effort from there. And then you won't believe what I went and flipping did. Missed it. I'm absolutely devastated by that miss. So we move on to hole number 17. We're 2 holes away from freedom. We're on a par 5. It's 533 yards long, and we have to take driver. There are no excuses here. This hole is too long to be messing about with 5 iron. We make good connection. It doesn't go the furthest I've ever seen it go, but it goes long enough to make me happy. I won't lie. That's a decent hit.
We got to get moving. Look at that. That is coming straight at me. Oh, it's everywhere.
So we have about 270 yards in here. I take 5 iron. No way am I taking like 5 wood or anything like that. I actually just literally did some weird stinger, completely unintentional, and it went miles. It went 230-ish yards, which is just crazy, leaving us just 46 yards into the pin. We use our 60 degree. It's an all right shot. It's not brilliant. It kind of like rolls onto the green and round and almost off the edge. We do have a putt at birdie, which is more than enough for me, especially since we do a nice lag putt. You can see the rain is starting. We tap in for the par, and we only have 1 hole remaining. Right, so here we go. Final hole. It's a drivable par 4, 340 yards. It's extremely downhill with the wind coming off my right shoulder. I thought I could make it. A rush of blood to the head sees us top it. But you won't believe this. That is the most aggressive and long traveling top you will ever see in your life. It went 212 yards because it rolled down the hill pretty much the whole way. We got 100 yards in. I decided to do like a 3/4 pitching wedge shot, which looked good because it fell short of the green, but then it rolled all the way through and out the back. Honestly, this hole plays so short, it's crazy. We're now looking to lob this one up and close to the flag to get up and down. And we run it a bit long as well. So now it's all looking a bit shaky because we need to make bogey here to beat our, well, our handicap. And as you can see, we've got a difficult one for the bogey, but we do sink it. The relief in my eyes, my heart, my soul is just out of control right there. We managed to make it round. It's 16 over par. I got to say, if you ever get a chance to go and play Royston Golf Club in the nice weather, it is a beautiful course. It's a lot of fun. Just beware, it's very hilly. You got to go up and down the whole way. So yes, guys, that is how this round went. The 17 handicapper gets his way round in 16 over par at Royston Golf Club. I hope you have enjoyed. Please do smash a big old thumbs up if you have. Subscribe if you're new. And yes, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.